Miguel Santos was a teacher who loved words and stories, but not the sound of his own voice. He grew up believing only one kind of English was correct, the kind on foreign news channels. His English, shaped by Tagalog, was softer, more musical, and often mocked. Teased for his accent, he felt it marked him as less educated. This shame followed him into his classroom in Quezon City, making him doubt his worth as an English teacher. He practiced for hours, trying to erase his Filipino accent, but it clung to him. Snickers from students and condescending remarks from parents deepened his insecurity. He avoided speaking up in meetings, replayed conversations in his head, and questioned his calling. The narrative that his English was broken became a heavy burden. Even his students' successes felt like they happened despite him. He dreamed of inspiring confidence, but felt trapped by an unattainable standard. His accent became a symbol of limitation, a barrier between who he was and who he wanted to be. The shame was a shadow, darkening even his brightest moments. He wondered how he could give his students confidence when he had none himself. Every day, he carried this silent struggle. One rainy afternoon, Miguel found a book in the school library, The Philippines' Many Englishes. The book argued that Filipino English wasn't a mistake, but a legitimate rule-governed variety shaped by history and culture. Words like comfort room and phrases like for a while were not errors, but innovations. Miguel realized his accent was not a flaw, but a heritage. For years he'd tried to erase his identity from his speech, but now he saw its value. Filipino English was the language of home, of family, of community. A wave of relief and pride washed over him. That evening, he looked in the mirror and spoke in his natural voice. "This is my English, and it is beautiful." He thought of his students, knowing they too might feel shame. His mission changed. Not to teach them to sound foreign, but to find pride in their own voices. He understood that connection mattered more than correction. Miguel embraced his accent as a testament to Filipino creativity and resilience. He realized his English was special, a living proof of cultural adaptation. That night he resolved to help his students celebrate their own way of speaking. He finally saw his voice as something to be proud of. The shame began to lift. The next day, Miguel entered his grade 10 class with new confidence. He asked, "Who here has been told their English is wrong or funny?" Almost every hand went up. Students shared stories of being laughed at for their accents and feeling nosebleed when speaking English. Miguel listened, then declared, "Today, we unlearn that shame." He wrote Filipino English on the board. "This is not broken English. This is our English." He explained how phrases like, "Did you eat already?" and for a while, reflect Filipino kindness and patience. The students were surprised, curious. He asked them to list wrong words and phrases they used. "Open the light, fill up this form, next week." Miguel explained their roots and logic, showing these were creative adaptations. "We're not making mistakes," he said. "We're making the language our own." Excitement filled the room. For the first time, students saw their way of speaking as a superpower. He challenged them, "Introduce yourself in your proudest Filipino English." One by one, students stood up, voices trembling but growing stronger. Laughter was warm, not mocking. Each introduction built confidence and pride. They weren't just speaking English, they were claiming their identity. In that classroom, a quiet revolution began. Miguel saw hope in their eyes. Unbeknownst to Miguel, a student named Rico recorded the lesson and posted it online with the caption, "My teacher, Sir Miguel, is the best. Bayan Pinoy pride idam Filipino English." Overnight, the video went viral. Millions of views, thousands of shares. Filipinos worldwide, nurses, engineers, caregivers, shared the video, moved by its message. Comments poured in. "This made me cry. For years I was ashamed of my accent. Today, that ends." News outlets picked up the story. TV stations called the school. Miguel was overwhelmed. He'd only wanted to empower his students. Watching the video, he saw the light in their eyes and knew he'd done the right thing. The impact was immediate. Other teachers replicated his lesson. Call center agents felt validated. Parents encouraged their children. The video sparked a national conversation about Filipino English. It became a digital bayanihan, a community lifting up a shared identity. Miguel hadn't just taught a class. He'd given a nation permission to be proud. The story resonated far beyond his classroom. Filipino English was no longer a source of shame, but a badge of honor. Miguel's lesson became a movement. The country began to celebrate its own voice. A new sense of pride was born. Weeks later, Miguel received an invitation to speak at the University of Oxford. A linguistics professor, inspired by the viral video, invited him to keynote a conference on world Englishes. Miguel was stunned. Oxford, the place of perfect English, wanted to hear his story. His community rallied behind him. A designer made him a barong Tagalog. Students gave him a scrapbook. His mother packed his suitcase with pride. Arriving at Oxford, Miguel felt out of place among the world's top academics. Doubt crept in. What could a public school teacher from Quezon City offer? On the morning of his speech, his students video called him, "Kaya mo yan, sir." Their support grounded him. He remembered he wasn't there for himself, but for every Filipino who'd ever felt small because of their accent. He straightened his barong, took a deep breath, and stepped onto the world stage. He was ready to show them the heart of the Filipino. The journey from shame to pride had brought him here. He carried his students' hopes with him. Miguel was no longer afraid of his voice. He was there to speak for all Filipinos. Miguel walked onto the stage of the Sheldonian Theater, facing hundreds of scholars. The screen behind him read, "Connection over correction, the soul of Filipino English." He began with a warm, Filipino greeting. "Good morning, have you eaten already?" Laughter rippled through the audience. "In the Philippines, that's how we show we care," he explained. He spoke from the heart, about his shame, his discovery, and the transformation in his classroom. He celebrated phrases like "for a while" and "nosebleed" as signs of a living language. "For too long, we've been told there's only one standard of English," he said. "But our Englishes are mountains in their own right." He argued that English should build bridges, not walls, connection, not correction. Miguel shared the video of his students introducing themselves with pride. Their voices filled the hall, and a profound silence followed. "This is the future," Miguel said, "a world where every child can speak with confidence. This is the soul of Filipino English, kindness, resilience, pride." He ended simply, "Thank you, po." The audience was moved. As Miguel finished, the hall was silent, then erupted in a standing ovation. Scholars and linguists from around the world applauded, many with tears in their eyes. They weren't just applauding a speech, but a truth long overlooked. Esteemed academics congratulated him, praising his courage and message. The conference announced plans to include Filipino English in their next global publication. Back home, Miguel's speech became a source of national pride, broadcast on every major channel. Schools revised their English curriculum, embracing the local vernacular. Filipino English became a badge of honor, not a punchline. Young people posted videos with "Krajun's My English, My Pride." Even call centers began to value the Filipino accent. Miguel became an advocate for linguistic pride, traveling the country to share his message. His story taught Filipinos that their identity is their strength. Because of one teacher's courage, a generation learned to love the sound of their own voice.